Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Brunch Break episode 41. On today's episode, we're going to be chatting all about, are you telling yourself things that aren't true, negative self-talk, beating yourself up for just being a human. My name is Mrs. Chard, Bethany Steck, and I come here to you every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Central Time on the Love Chard page to share with you my journey of optimal health, overcoming emotional eating, losing 80 pounds, and doing all of this through a whole food, plant-based, vegan lifestyle. I never expected to be talking with you guys here in on Facebook Live. I will rewind a little bit and tell you a little bit about myself. So I grew up on a pig farm in Nebraska. Hey, Sarah. And I was overweight my whole life. I remember being the bigger friend in like kindergarten and first and second grade. I just always remembered being visibly bigger than all my classmates, and I didn't know why. I had tons of emotional eating problems from a very early age. I just was never confident about myself. I just remember being so aware that I was physically much larger than all the kids in my classmates in the classroom, and I just did not think very highly of myself physically, and that turned into not beating myself up in that way, turned into me not really being super confident in other ways as well. I started binge eating, I started emotional eating, like a whole family-sized bag of Cheetos and family-sized bag of chocolate donuts in the closet by myself. I would hide all of this food in my bedroom, like in my sock drawer, underneath my bed, behind my bookshelf, in my pillowcase. I'd have tons of like snacks and food and all this stuff. And this is when I was like a little kid and into junior high and high school. I just kept emotionally eating. I kept getting bigger and bigger. My self-esteem kept dropping and dropping, and I tried to keep it all pulled together on the outside because I didn't want anyone to know really what I was feeling or going through. Like on the inside, it just wasn't something that people were openly talking about, and so I didn't. And I'll share with you guys a little story because I'm going to circle back around to why I'm telling you this. So when I was probably 10, 11, 12, something like this. I shared this story in a confessions series with my NutriBabe Nation monthly membership girls the other day. I was probably 10, 11, 12, something like that, and I am crossing the street in our town, or the town nearby, and the car that was sitting at the stop sign waiting for me to cross was a group of like college or high school kids. I'm not sure how old exactly they were, but I was young, and I'm crossing the street like kind of hustling, and one of the guys yells, "Move your ass, fat ass!" And I'm like, oh shit, I better get out of the way or they're gonna run me over. And so they peeled off, they squealed off with the car, everyone's laughing, and I'm like, I couldn't get that phrase out of my head, what he called me and how he said it, and I'm just like a little kid crossing the street. Like even back then, I'm like, I'm a kid crossing a street, like why are you talking to me like that? Like why would you say that? And I thought about this phrase all day for the rest of the day while we were like shopping in town. And when we got home, I went to my stash of junk food. I pulled out some peanut butter M&Ms and I ate one green M&M. It was a peanut butter M&M. I ate one green M&M. I'm like, this guy's right. I am a fat ass. Like, look at me. I can't even control not eating junk food. And I had that one M&M and I just like lost it in my head. I just kept saying like, he's right. You'll never amount to anything. You'll never lose. Like I'm like 11 years old and I'm in my room like saying all this stuff to myself. Like you'll never amount to anything. You are not good enough to lose weight. You'll always be fat. That guy's right. Like nobody likes you. Like look at you. All of this stuff I would tell myself. I was like 11 or 12. After one M&M, I went downstairs, got so emotional, threw up, like made myself throw up that one green M&M, and I flushed the rest down the toilet. And I'm telling you guys this story not because I want you to feel sorry for me, like I'm fine, I'm here, right? But I'm telling you guys this because I know that there are many people watching right now that are going through similar things right now. You know, people are making comments to you. You're holding on to something from maybe 20 years ago that someone told you that you believed was actually real. And words can affect us in so many ways. I know it is just horrible to hear what some people say to other people. I mean, it's just bizarre. And the thing that I want you guys to kind of, one thing, I guess, out of many to get from this episode is what they're saying to you actually true? Like, people can say whatever they want, and you can, and people say whatever they want to themselves too, right? Like, I said, you know, you're a failure, you're never gonna make it, like all this stuff to myself, but was that even true? So if I cut myself open and peeled myself open, would I find failure? Would I find not worthy? Would I find unsuccessful? Would I find something in there that said no confidence? No, I wouldn't. So is what you're saying to yourself true? Is what you're believing someone else said to you true? Are we, you know, spending so much time in our thoughts feeling and thinking all of these things that are getting us depressed and emotional and have anxiety and have us feeling so horrible about ourselves? Is any of this stuff really true? Or is it just stuff that's come from society or from someone you don't even know or some random person on the internet? Like, people tell me stuff all the time on the internet that I don't even know. I get messages saying all kinds of crap to me. And it's tough to kind of sift through, you know, that bad, you know, not sift through, but I guess it's kind of tough to not think of that, the rude, bad, you know, phrases that people say to you and really focus on the good, right? Have any of you felt like maybe in your lifestyle journey or your weight loss journey or, you know, something that you did, maybe you wrote a book report or you were like the lead in the school play or something and everyone's telling you such a great job, like you're doing such a good job, and maybe your mom's congratulating you and your grandma's bragging about you, and then like all these people are saying like all these great things, and then one person is like, I thought you sucked. And all of the good stuff that anyone has ever told you seems to disappear for those moments of like, gosh, maybe I do suck, right? And then we start questioning ourselves just by a phrase that one person mentioned when they should have kept their mouth shut or whatever the case was, right? So is any of this stuff true that we're telling ourselves? Are any of the phrases that we're using to ourselves, maybe in the mirror or in the closet when we're binge eating, are these things true? And how do we get them to stop being in our head, right? How do we get them to stop moving around? How do we heal from these things? How do we figure out, you know, where to go from here so that we're not burdened and beat down by these thoughts and phrases, especially the ones we tell ourselves? Because I'll tell you this much, I don't think anyone has ever been as mean to me as I've been to me. Have you guys felt that? Like, yeah, you've heard some phrases. Yeah, some people said some not so nice things to you, but what about the things that you were telling yourself? I would talk mad shit to myself all the time. I'd be binge eating donuts in the closet and just saying all of these horrible things. You'll never lose the weight. Nobody loves you. Like, look at how you look. All of these things. So, I know that for me, the things that I've said to myself are much worse than anyone has ever said to me. And it might not be the case exactly for you, but negative self-talk is just something that is, it's very common. You are not alone if you are feeling, you know, these things towards yourself. You are not weird or wrong or alone or anything like that, but do you want to live there anymore? Do you want to live in that space, or do you want to overcome and heal and clear and learn how to deal with these things and how to really have the tools and resources needed so that you can feel better, right? No one likes to feel like shit all day long. I don't. Like, nobody likes to feel bad. So how can we deal with all this stuff and these negative self-talk and emotions and you know, waves of like, I feel good, never mind, I feel like shit. Oh, I feel good again. Ah, never mind, I suck. Like, we've all been on that roller coaster ride too. So I am so excited to announce that I've partnered with my good friend Sarah Steckler, who is a mindfulness practitioner, and we are bringing you a live course in NutriBabe Nation all about taming negative self-talk. And we're starting on Sunday, February 18th. It'll go through the 24th, that whole week. There is a full course, workshop, printouts, workbooks for you guys, and live video as well, interactive stuff, and we'll be hanging out live that whole week in the membership site. So I would love more than anything to have you, if you're vibing with what I'm saying on this video and you're like, man, I need to really like get my negative self-talk under control, or gosh, I've been there, but I don't know what to do. Like, how do I heal this? How do I feel better? I just don't know. We got you, and Sarah and I will take awesome care of you next week during this live Taming Negative Self-Talk course. I cannot wait to have you. Head to NutriBabeNation.com, and when signing up, use the coupon code MINDFUL to give you $10 off your first month in NutriBabe Nation. I cannot wait to have you, and we will see you there. I'll put the link down below so you guys can join. I'll see you next week for Brunch Break, episode 42, Tuesdays at 11 here on the Love Chard page. We'll see you guys.